My name is Ali Zahrai. This is my research project presentation for Education Technology course for Fall 2018. Project title is Massive Open Online Course MOOC in Developing Board Trends Challenge and How to Make It More Successful, that aims at investigation of MOOC performance and success around the world, mainly developing countries, with specific attention on STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math, and computer science. This is the table of content for this presentation. Let's start with MOOCs offer a class with almost unlimited number of participants, massive, usually low participation fee, open and not dependent on location and available via the internet online. First university class to carry the acronym of MOOC was created in 2018 at University of Manitoba, Canada. The main MOOC revolution did not take place until emergence of Coursera, Udacity, edX, and some other for-profit platforms. To develop and expand MOOC globally, MOOC have faced several categories of challenges, such as technological, financial, digital literacy, language, and culture. For example, reliable high-speed internet access is a major infrastructure challenge. So MOOC have been employed more by already employed, young, well-educated, predominantly male from developed country, which is against the initial goal and hope to be an alternative educational opportunity for less developed countries. According to literature, the success of MOOC should be considered based on the success of MOOC learners. To evaluate MOOC performance, MOOC students' performance should be evaluated from a few different perspectives. The first is engagement. By itself offer a few factors to study, including influence rate analysis, contribution, age factor. The second metric is achievement, and the third factor is basically the persistency that offer other parameter actually to study. The methodology to study the MOOC performance in developing world is the standard significant t-test p-value analysis. This is a study entirely divided into two sort of comparison of MOOC performance. First, applied one sample t-test in which the performance of MOOC will be tested against a standard number, which is considered to be US as the control, which means, for example, the null hypothesis is if certification rate of educated male in developing world countries is equal to US male educated participant. Alternative hypothesis is that they are not equal. It must be mentioned educated means whoever with a degree of bachelor or higher. Less educated participants with less than a bachelor are considered less educated. The second analysis is this comparison of developing countries' various different clusters. For example, the two sample t-test is used to study the null hypothesis of if certification rate of educated male in developing world participant is equal to educated female in developing world learners. The data set and case studies obtained from MIT edX of 2012 and 2013 class. The study course is Introduction to Computer Science and Programming during 2012 and 2013. 12 developing countries in addition to US are divided into different regions of the world. Russia, Poland, Colombia, Mexico, Brazil, Nigeria, Morocco, India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, and Philippines and Indonesia are 12 countries in addition to US to be studied for this project. The first analysis is the engagement analysis through influence rate. Influence rate is the number of participants from each country in 1 million, sort of normalizing the audience. The figure one shows that there is a very large correlation between GDP per person of countries versus influence rate. Therefore, the wealthier country, the more engaged in MOOC program. While there are 45 participants in each 1 million population from the US, the same number from 12 developing countries is about 7.5 in 1 million. One sample t-test analysis shows that this is a significant actually difference. This table is a summary statistics of p-value analysis. Each row presents a particular analysis. For example, first row is the influence rate analysis, including US average, developing world average, and p-value, and both null and alternative hypotheses. For engagement, achievement, and persistency, there is a separate table. To make it short, this is just one as an example. This is two sample p-value analysis. Each row is an engagement separate analysis. There is a separate table for two sample analysis of engagement, achievement, and persistency. According to edX database, there are 4 types of participants, including only registered, those registered who never accessed the course, viewed student who accessed the course less than half of the available chapters, explorer student who accessed more than half of the available chapter, and eventually certified user who earned a certification in the course. These 2 charts show the engagement of both male and female in 13 countries, including US, while usually about 20% of registered with no further contribution, about 50 to 60% of viewer of the course, and a very little minority is certified user in all countries. This slide presents the engagement analysis, the contribution based on gender and the level of education. As it was previously mentioned, each analysis either comparison versus US as the standard control country or between 2 clusters of developing world countries. So it was observed that ratio of female participants to the total number of participants in developing world is significantly less than US. Therefore, MOOC has not made a major success in terms of female as a minority group contribution in STEM. Also, about 58% of female learners in developing world are educated, which is about 63% for educated male. It should be mentioned that majority of participants, both male and female, are already highly educated. And lastly, ratio of educated female to the total number of female participants is equal among developing countries and US. Therefore, it was concluded similar level of engagement of educated female around the world similar to US. Another engagement analysis is age factor. Both educated and non-educated group of male and female in developing world participants are significantly younger than the US participant. Also, the average age of educated female participant from developing countries is significantly younger than educated male, which is a good sign. In terms of achievement analysis and certification rate analysis, male average certification rate from developing countries is about 2.8%, not significantly different than 2.9% in the US. However, women from developing countries made a significantly better achievement to obtain certification, 2.9% versus US female rate of 2.0%. Also, no significant difference among educated and non-educated participants in terms of certification rate is observed. This is a good sign of achievement both for educated and non-educated actually. Additionally, in terms of achievement, the achieved grade is very important. Similar to previous slide, developing world participant achieve a slightly higher score than US participant, and it's not though significant. Also, these figures show that at each country, the yellow bar, which are female and less educated group, relatively perform very well. These are usually very young women seeking a better quality of life, even with all challenges. They have worked very hard to finish their course very well. And when it comes to persistency analysis, there are many factors to study. This study decided to remain focused on only few parameters: number of days spent on program, number of watched video, and number of studied chapter. Almost consistency, there is no major difference between US and developing world. However, in average, even though they are equal, there are some minor actually differences between these two. So conclusion is based on engagement, achievement, and persistency. First conclusion is that MOOC is successful in engaging various groups from developing world, minorities, female, and less educated clusters. Also, majority of participants of developing world comparing to US are male, which is a major gap between male and female participants from developing world. Third conclusion is that MOOC reduced the gap of less educated learners to access free higher level professional education. Also, engagement can be further affected by financial challenge and infrastructure shortcoming. Therefore, providing financial incentive would improve the level of engagement. And participants have shown very promising level of achievement and commitment. No difference between the certification rate among developing country versus US learner, and no major difference in grade and certification rate among minority clusters such as women and less educated versus educated learner. In terms of persistency, no major difference in commitment of students from developing world and US are actually observed. So, and very lastly, MOOCs in developing countries have shown some major progress. Given the existing shortcomings, there are significant challenges along the way to be addressed to make them even more successful. Thank you.